All right. And
This shit's fire.
what is up, everybody? Welcome to another live Pin the Gas podcast. And I'm telling you guys right now, it's an absolute honor to sit down with the legend himself, John Ludwig. What is up, bro?
You're using legend loosely here.
Come on, man. That is not true at all. Not true at all. So,
I
everybody,
appreciate you having me.
yeah, man, listen, it's an absolute honor. Me and John actually met in Jersey of last year. It was the first time I actually met Avery and his dad, Aaron, in real life, I should say. Yeah, and it's been on my mind, John. Honestly, I've been thinking, I was like, man, I need to ask John if he wants to come on. And yeah, when I seen him in Atlanta, I was like, John, I need you on the podcast. And here we are.
Yeah, you got me.
Yes, let's go. I'm excited about this. So let's get into it. You are at the racetrack right now, live. Ella's going to go out here in a few minutes. We got Andrew Way in the house. He says, John.
Andrew's a great kid.
Dude,
he's really a good kid. You couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. Absolutely awesome. But so, John, let's get into this, man. I've been excited to hear your story. So how did you get into motorcycles to begin with?
Like originally. I mean, I grew up on a farm, and dirt bikes as kids. My brother and I raising hell. Aaron and I raising hell. Aaron Dreher and I have been best friends since we were 8 years old. And we were hooligans. Even when we got older, we were in our 20s, we were quintessential street hoons, just looking for trouble. But, we did a little racing, we did a little drag racing, and that's kind of how we got into bikes. We did a whole lot of it in our 20s. And then, life got in the way for a long time. And then back probably about 8-9 years ago, when Aaron's kids started getting a little older, we kind of went racing crazy for a while here.
That's awesome, man. Absolutely. So you and Aaron are best friends. He's an absolute awesome human being too. Nothing but love for all you guys. So I see nothing's much really changed being a hooligan and out there getting in trouble to right now. Nothing's changed, right?
No. It's still a good time.
We just ain't out there being a bunch of squids on the street no more, right?
Yeah. No, staying out of jail.
Right. I know it's looking back at all the dumb shit we did on a motorcycle. I'm surprised I'm still here. Right. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah. When you look back at it, it's there's a lot of things that you wouldn't even consider doing again today.
No, absolutely not. Right. So,
but it was a good time.
Oh, I wouldn't change it for the world, right? Yeah, I miss them days. We all do. But so going back, grew up on a farm, grew up on motocross. You and Aaron out motocrossing all the time, and then you guys got a street bike. But what transitioned to that to taking it to the track?
Just really, I mean, we were wrecking bikes like crazy anyway, for the most part back in the day. So I mean, the track. It was really just a place you could just open up, whether it was a drag strip or the road race track.
Yeah, it's always a lot of fun. Drag racing, man, that's something. A couple of my buddies out here, they're real big into drag racing, John, and it's fun, and I go and watch. But I'm like, dude, you guys need to go to VR and take it to the real racetrack, right? I'm always talking shit.
Yeah, and drag racing now is totally different than it was, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
30 years ago, I mean, they were literally almost street bikes. Where now drag bikes are a totally different story. They're set up just like road race bikes. But road racing was the same thing back then too. They were the similarity between a real road race bike and a street bike wasn't the differential that you've got today.
No, that's 100% facts, John. So me, I'm a motorcycle mechanic. I went to MMI in 1999 through 2001, lived out there. So I've been turning wrenches on bikes for a long shit, even before I went to MMI. Grew up, riding to, working on carburetors. To me, that's a lost art nowadays, right? People, you say you got a car or bike, they're like, "What's a carburetor?" I'm like, "Get out of here, man!" Like, you know,
Yeah,
um,
I'm sure trying to find somebody to sink a rack of carbs nowadays isn't all that easy.
absolutely not. So, what got you into the whole mechanical side of motorcycles?
Necessity, honestly. When we got into racing, real racing here was probably about 8 9 years ago when Avery had broken his collarbone doing some motocross stuff, doing dumb stuff, and I went out on a whim and bought an NSR 50 and said, "Here you go. I don't know where the hell we're going to ride this thing. I don't know what we're going to do with it, but here's an NSR 50. Let's figure this out." And I got into the mechanical side of it just because we had to keep things running. I mean,
Yeah,
kids and bikes and carbureted bikes, all that stuff. It's not just click a key and click a button and go.
yeah.
The maintenance is a big part of it. So as far as the bike stuff, I learned just a lot, all just going down the line through different bikes through the years. I've got a pretty solid mechanical background, but I'm not a true mechanic. I worked on farm equipment growing up. I work on trucks. I'll get my hands dirty doing just about anything, but I'm not a true motorcycle mechanic, but I can get the
I mean,
job done.
I mean, hey, I can say otherwise because you, my friend, like I said, is already a legend. Bad Boy Racing already got Avery the Lap Slayer, one title under the belt. I mean, that speaks volumes.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we've had a solid couple years actually, but last year really was awesome. Everything came together. A lot of work through a few years in Moto America culminated into one hell of a season last year.
It did. I was screaming to the top of my lungs. I know everybody in the neighborhood heard me from my living room, hooping and hollering for sure. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing what you guys achieved, man. I love to see because you guys are a small team. I mean, you're not a big
Oh
team
yeah,
at all, and I love to see the dad and the best friend and the son and what you guys achieved is just absolutely phenomenal. And all that also trickles down to SFL mini GP too, right? So that's kind
oh
of
big
the
time.
yeah. So you bought the NSR 50, so we're gonna figure this shit out. Let's make it happen, right? And then you guys discovered SFL Mini GP, and that's kind of how it all started.
Yeah, and SFL Michael was really just kind of in his infancy of it here in Florida, and he was probably about a year or so into it. But we hit it at the right time, and we got involved quickly, and we got involved hard.
It's an awesome program too. I mean, there's so many future champions coming up out of there. It's amazing. I don't see why Moto America hadn't picked them up. I honestly don't.
No, it's honestly what Michael does there is so far ahead of anybody else in the country of what's going on for youth racing. Um, he puts together a package and a show that makes it easy. I mean, literally any kid who can ride a bicycle can come out there and get on track, and
Yeah.
you can't ask for more than that.
No,
They
and
got instructions, the bikes, the leathers. It's like just bring this kid who's never been on a motorcycle in his life, and let's go and have some fun.
hey, and leave all the excuses in the car because that's not what we're here for. Come here and let's have some fun, right?
So
Yeah. It's because I could see some people be like, oh well, trying to make excuses all the time. He leaves it where there is none, right? I got the leathers, I got the boots, I got the gloves, I got the back protector, I got the helmets, I got the bikes. Sign this registration, pay your little fee, and let's go have some fun, right? It's an amazing program. It really is. I give them shouts out all the time. I try to turn everybody I can on to them. And Avery coming up out of it, and Juju and British Talent Cup, what they've all achieved is just speaks even more volumes, right? But not only that, John, you and Aaron and the whole Bad Boys Racing's team, you guys are like Voltron. When you guys come together, you guys are a team that's very, very hard to beat. And I sit on the outside and I watch. right? And I'll sit there and I'll watch, especially under high stress situations, things ain't going right. Nothing bamboozles you guys. You guys just take it head on, jump it straight in, figure it out. No arguing, no complaining, 100% involved, and then just completely turn it around. It's absolutely amazing to see what you guys do.
Yeah, no, I've got some pretty good people around us, and it keeps me grounded. It keeps Aaron grounded. We gel together well, and guys like Darwin from Envy Racing Apparel, he's literally been by my side to help, and the kids' side to help whenever he can. He flies out to the races to be with us and help any way that he can. And we've got several people like that. Michael Korea's like that. And that guy's as busy as a kid. He's got a kid racing over in Europe, and he's running his organization and doing his job. But another guy that just never says no when you ask him for something.
Yeah, I absolutely love it, man. And big shout out to Darwin too. It's always an honor to see him from Envy. He's absolutely an amazing person. So anybody hasn't met him yet, or John or Avery or anybody else, I suggest that the next round make your way over there, say hi. They're absolutely amazing people. But yeah, your guys' team is just absolutely awesome. We got Dustin Richards. He says, "What's up, guys? Hi, John. Hi, Chris. What's going on, bud?" And then Clayton Adams says, "Yeah, Dustin's awesome, man." Clayton says, "John is a good to go guy in the pits." Yeah,
that's
Clayton,
what I do. I'm usually in the pits just getting dirty. I mean, it's what I do well.
That's right, absolutely, man. And he also rides the Honda Grom with the little side.
I love my sidecar.
Yes, the sidecar. And Avery actually took Rossi for a ride in it, and Rossi's been talking about that thing ever since. He's like, "When am I going to go hang out with Avery and get in that thing again?" I was like, "You will, buddy. I promise you will." Yeah. So you guys, when you go to Moto America, you'll see John in the sidecar, Grom, taking off down through the pits. Yeah, it's absolutely awesome. So, how did this whole bad boy racing come about?
Oh God, that's like Aaron and I when we were like 20 or 19, and I don't even know where it came from. Shoot, the whole Cops and Bad Boys theme song shit was like popular back then, and who knows? I mean, literally all our friends, we would come in and they'd start saying something about the Bad Boys, and we've been that ever since. But I mean, we were Bad Boys Racing back then too, and we weren't even really racing. We were literally street hoons. We'd race anybody who'd come by, but I mean, we were just idiots. We were just kids being kids. But we've stuck it, and it's kind of been who we are forever.
I love the name Bad Boys Racing. You're right. Every time I hear it, when I first heard it, and I was like, that's the first song that stuck in my head is Bad Boys, what you gonna do? Right. I'm like, I love it, dude. It's just catchy, right? It's the colors, the vibe, it's the whole team aspect. Like I said, you guys are amazing at what you do. It's an absolute honor to watch you guys work. And it was absolutely amazing to see Ella make her debut in Moto America in Atlanta.
Oh yeah. No, that's something we were hoping to make happen for a few years now. Whether we knew we could pull it off with Avery and her at the same time, or riding a couple team bikes, it kind of just came together just in time to be able to get it done for this year. And I'm just stoked about this year.
I'm absolutely ecstatic about it. It correct me if I'm wrong. They're the only sister and brother in the paddock in the Junior Cup racing together, right?
No, there is one other. The Fernandez's.
Okay, yes.
There's actually a brother sister there too.
Okay. Well, they're one of the few then. Yeah, it's a.
Oh yeah. No, and it's an unheard of thing. Yeah. I mean, honestly, for two of them, two sets like that in the same class in the same year, it's just a ridiculous coincidence that it could even happen.
Absolutely, and that's why it's so magical, right? Too, and there's an aura around them, and when they're together, they feed off each other, right? But when I look at Ella, you see that determination in her eyes, like I'm gonna get that number one plate off of you, Avery. Right? It's just a matter of
I mean,
time.
she's been that like that since she was like 6.
I love
She literally cannot imagine in her head in a world where Avery should be beating her. It just that doesn't go through her mind.
That's why I tell everybody, you guys are in trouble. Just keep, yeah, yeah. You guys are. They don't even know what's coming. They really don't.
I mean, it's not like she's out of her mind either. I mean, girl could
No.
straight out ride.
Yes.
She can back it up.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. It was funny because John, see, at the beginning last year, actually had her and Jamie Hampel on at the same time,
Mhm.
and I knew right away,
That's blonde girl mafia right there.
bro. And I'm telling you right now, I was like, you guys are double trouble. I see it already. It was yes, y'all two are just. Yeah, and it was good to actually meet Jamie too there in Atlanta. It was and Axel, it was good to meet him
And
too.
Jamie's made huge moves the last year. She's really come together as a rider. She's worked hard for it, and her dad Axel, they put a lot into it, and but now she's awesome too. She's riding really well.
That's right. That's right. So, from SFL Mini, you, Aaron, Bad Boys Racing, bringing Avery up, bringing Ella up, the whole future goal was exactly where you guys are in Brighter, correct? That was always the goal.
What's that? What was the goal?
The goal to get Avery into Moto America and be a world champion that he is.
It's I can't say it was always the goal, but it was just always hitting that next step. What's the next step? What's the next step? Where do we go next? Where do we ride next?
Yeah.
Whether it was coming through the mini things and trying to figure that out on a yearly basis. But really when we got into Avery on the club racing and he was riding a Ninja 300 and he was out there setting track records like crazy, it's like we've got to make a move here. And he started in it young. He started in it right. He was 14 still, and we had a rough first couple of years in the whole deal. But we learned every time we were out, and I'm one of those guys that I listen a whole lot more than I'm going to ever talk. And I soaked in and did a lot of planning, and we got a lot done the last 2 years.
Yeah, I would say, right? Everybody else would say that too. I mean, it's absolutely amazing what you guys did. Man, I'm so proud of you guys and your team. It's just absolutely, I just can't say it enough. It's where you guys come from, the whole SFL Mini. I mean, because you guys brought SFL Mini up on the map with you guys too when you won the champion. In my personal opinion,
I was going to say they brought us up on the map, but that place just. What they do there is, and we can't talk about it enough, honestly.
No,
but
can't.
There's so many more kids coming through that program right now that are so fast, and it's not stopping anytime soon.
No, it absolutely it's not. I didn't mean it like you guys, they wasn't known before, but it helped the legacy of SFL Mini.
Oh, Avery getting that championship last year and just seeing what it meant to Michael. It meant as much to him as it did to all of us. And he's family to us.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I talked to
and I'm not forgetting about Sassy too, because trust me, Michael does not do that all by himself. and his wife is a big part of it.
Yeah, I haven't had the honor to meet Michael or his wife in real life yet, but it's definitely on my agenda. I plan on coming down here to Florida to actually spend the weekend with SFL Mini GP and everybody. So,
you're gonna come ride?
Yeah, I'm gonna come and ride, man. Bring my leathers and all that good stuff. Come down there, and hopefully I won't be like a Jules and replace a bunch of clutch levers when he come down here and did it.
I didn't get a chance to see him ride, but I heard about some clutch levers.
That's awesome, man. So I I just want to take it back. Growing up in the street, riding on the street, that was in the heyday of superbike racing, right? That was the 750s. It was, to me, that was the golden era of racing.
Yeah, I mean,
Now,
we were riding 900 RRs and ZX7s.
which is, yeah, man, dude, hey, and they're so popular right now, right? The RC51s, the 900RR, dude. If you find a mint ZX7, you're gonna pay a premium price for it, right?
Oh yeah.
What was your favorite bike growing up?
Honestly, it was a little bit of a tank, but it rode well, it handled well. I had a ZX9R that I love that bike.
What was
But I
it?
mean, as far as like what the road race bike is, I mean the ZX the Raptors back then, ZX7s were just crazy.
Yeah. Big shout out to Steve Grigg too, because he actually raced the Muzzy Raptor in USA, I think is what it was called, the class back then. It's kind of hard to remember because that was such a long time ago, right? That was 98, 99, somewhere around there.
We're dating ourselves.
Right. Yeah, we are, right? But listen, it don't matter. Dude, listen, everybody missed out on those glory days of racing. It was, to me, it was I miss those days. It's big time. It's gone far-fetched, kind of, especially with all the electronics and all this, ride height device and arrows and blah 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 blah. Yeah, I like it. I like the simple racing. To me, John, I feel like nowadays with all the technology and all the just like I just said, electronics, it takes a little bit away naturally from the rider before they had all the riderizes on them, right? So how do I want to explain this? So like back in the day, we come from flat track racing in the United States. That's what we're known for. That's why Nicky Hayden, King Kenny, and all them, when they went to 500 GPs, that sideways transitioned over to that a lot, right? It was natural sliding the bike. Even when Hayden was there, yes, it was a 04. He never rode a 502 stroke, but that was even before all this electronic bullshit. It was just a little bit then, right? So it's still transferred over. Nowadays, it's they grow up on all these electronic bikes, especially over there. I feel like it hinders the natural riding ability a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, and you'll still see some of those riders today straight up turn it off, and the guys that can do it can usually get the job done in a lot of different conditions.
Yep, I agree with that. Absolutely. So, have you yourself done any track days or raced?
Just little mini stuff more than anything. I'm the body isn't what it used to be, and it doesn't heal as quickly anymore. So, I found it as an easy transition just to, put bikes together for the kids and let them go do it. They're better. They're better at crashing and recovering than I am.
This is an absolute true statement. I can contest to that. Yeah, it's we don't bounce like we used to or roll, right? It's
no.
Yeah. I still ride. I got an RC51 I just bought last year to ride on the street. It's always one of my dream bikes, so I bought one. I had to, so I got an 848 Ducati for my track bike. It's an EDR. Big shout out to EDR. My motor blew up, so I saved my money to get it, to send it back, get it built, bring it, ship it back, whatever. And I'm sitting there looking one night, and I come across this RC51. I was like, I got the money to buy the RC51, so I bought that instead of fixing the motor on my Ducati. Yep.
But, I get that. So you like the V-twins?
Oh man, I love twins. Yes, I do. I grew up, obviously 2 strokes. They didn't have really 4-stroke dirt bikes when we were growing up, right?
No.
And then my first street bike was a 1996 ZX6R. And then I always wanted a Ducati. They're always my favorite. So I bought a 748, and I forget what year it was. And yeah, it was every time I rode a buddy's twin, like a Super Hawk or whatever it was, I was instantly in love. I was like, oh my God, it's just the torque, right? Because when you twist the throttle, it's that noise, the torque, it makes
the dry clutch. It's all that.
Oh man, the clack, clack, clack. People asking you,
the
bike sounds like it's getting ready to blow up. I'm like, absolutely not. It's beautiful.
I love it.
Listen to her. Me too, man. Me too, bro. So 2023 was an absolute mega year for you guys. It was nobody will ever forget it. 2022, You guys did good in 2022 too.
2022 was really a transition year for us. It was really what the year that we started to build on where we're at today.
Yes. Yep. And then
And
so now. Go.
that all started, because that was the first year that I I built the bike from the start, and then after Atlanta, I got some help from Dale Quarterly building the bike, and then we really started to take off from there.
Yeah, big shout out to Dale, man. He is awesome human being.
Yeah, it's actually a pretty funny story how we got hooked up with him.
Let's hear
I don't
it.
know if it's funny or not. Essentially, we in 2022 we went to Atlanta. Um, Avery rode well. He was right at the. It must have been probably top 10, somewhere right in there. But both races, both days, he was at the tail end of the front group, and he would get absolutely lost coming down the back straight at Road Atlanta, and but somewhere along the lines he would catch back up, and it was pretty obvious he was down. He was down pretty hard on power back then, and he had a lot of learning things to do too. But we were headed home from Road Atlanta that weekend. We got our finishes, whatever we got, 8th, 9th, 10th. I don't even remember. But Avery gets a Facebook Messenger message from Dale and said, if you want to start, something along the lines of, if you want to start winning, give me a call. And gives us his cell phone number. So, what the hell you got to lose right then, we're wanting to win. That's what, we're wanting to get the job done. We got a decent idea of how to get there. But, one thing, Aaron and I have struggled with as Avery got better is, really the rider coach part of it. And, I ended up calling Dale on that Monday morning, and literally Tuesday before work, we were at a shop in Mooresville, North Carolina, with the bike and Avery, and said, "Tell us how to get there." And uh, that's kind of what happened. He took over as Avery's rider coach, and taught him not just the riding aspect, but really this true understanding of racing. If anybody who knows Dale, he is a racing purist. It's not just motorcycles, it's cars, it's literally anything on wheels. And he's just got an understanding of racing better than anybody I've ever met. And but so he helped with Avery on the rider coaching. We went and did some track days with Dale, and he rode with Avery, and he took my bike, disassembled it, put it back together, really put his parts on it, and put the setup, that was how he would set up a race bike for himself, because he's a guy that doesn't have a lot of time. He's all racing NASTRUC and ARCA, and he's building race cars. He's not getting on the bike stuff much anymore. But we figured if he could set up a bike for him to ride, set our bike up like it was for him, and then we just got to teach Avery to ride it how he rode it, how he would ride it. And that's literally what we've done.
That's awesome, man. Big shout out to Dale. That's an amazing story, especially to have somebody like that in your corner. And I'm sure, John, you was there during the whole build process when he was building Avery's bike, right?
I wasn't up there in Mooresville when he was doing it, but I was getting the play-by-play, and I was getting the here's what you were doing wrong. Dale's more than happy to tell me what I'm doing wrong, and I don't don't do everything right. But
Right.
I've learned a whole lot here in the last year and a half, and he's been a mentor to me and helped me with a lot of the mechanical aspects of it and the understanding of it, and which has helped our team and Avery and Ella and anybody else around us.
It's absolutely a beautiful story. It really is, and a lot of people don't understand, John, what it takes, even for you and Aaron, right, and Avery and Ella, even just a one-man team, all the work that it goes into. You show up, you set up the pits, generators, awnings, the whole nine, right? And then when it's time to go out, time warmers on an hour before, hour and a half, whatever you guys had come up game plan wise, and you got to take everything over there to cold pit and then hot pit. Man, there's so much that goes on during the weekend. There's like hardly no time to really rest or enjoy yourself because you're so wrapped up in what's going on at that moment.
No, I mean, dude, running a Moto America race, and everybody, everybody who's new that comes into it every year figures out real quickly that this is so far different from any club racing that you've ever done. Everything's on a schedule. You've got to be timely. You've got to have certain things done at certain times. And, even though you're only on track twice a day, you will literally be busy all day, every day.
This is
you've got to make it happen, and you've got people like us. You've got hundreds of groups just like us, but they're driving thousands of miles to do this. Making a mistake or leaving something behind or getting something forgotten just doesn't play well when you've put all that much into it. That much money and people put that much time into it. It's you've got to be on the ball when you're there.
110% can't agree with you more, man. And like I said, I'm friends with so many people in the paddock, man. It's I show up, I say hi, I make my rounds, I talk to everybody. Man, I just want to conversate with everybody, right? Because I don't see you guys but once or twice a year. But at the same time, it's like I've been trying to tell my son, because he's starting to know everybody too. I was like, listen, there's a time and a place when they're working. You need to give them their space, let them focus on doing what they're doing, because they're here for a job. Right. It's very important what they do. So give them their space. If you want to step back and watch them like I do and appreciate the art and what they're doing, it's absolutely magical, man. I love it.
Yeah. And it's tough too, because, it's like, I've got a lot of friends that come out. We've got a lot of people that really we consider family that come out, to the Moto America races. And, I'm not able to spend the time I'd like to with them. And it really just depends on the weekend, like we're Atlanta here a couple weeks ago. Didn't have a lot of time, had a couple crash bikes, got, a lot of things going on. You had Avery running twins the same weekend. It was a really hectic weekend. But, also, I've got a lot of friends within the paddock, literally I probably didn't see half the people that I wanted to that are, other racers, race dads and team members, things like that. People that, I know were there that I just didn't even get a chance to go by and see.
Yeah, you're right. Because I was there in Atlanta helping out Ryan Wolf. Big shout out to RW Racing, Ryan Wolf. They're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, he killed it the other weekend. It was awesome. They're
man,
good people.
I was so pumped and so proud of him. I can't wait. It's going to be good stuff. But yes, same thing, John. It's like, man, I just want to spend so much time. And like I was talking to Robert Lackey about this the other day. It's like, I show up and I got so many people like, hey man, what are you doing for dinner? Come on, let's go out to eat. Let's go out to eat. I got like 100 invites to go to eat dinner, right? I just don't have enough time to do it. So I think what I'm going to do in Jersey, I'm just going to bring a big old grill and just set it up in the middle of a parking lot and just be like, at the end of the day, everybody just come over at one time and let's just crack out the beers and throw the barbecue on and let's do it.
Yeah, and that's what we do. I mean, we end up cooking in the pits. We really don't get out to go to eat or anything like that because, by the time, the day's done, whether it's 5, 6 o'clock, I've got probably 3 hours worth of work to do that night to get ready for the next morning. So running out to dinner, it's like, you run out, all right, you're gone for a couple hours. Then I've got to be up till, midnight, 1 o'clock, getting the bikes ready,
Yeah.
And it's just easier to get everything done there while you're there.
110%. Can't agree with you more. It does
no,
make it
but
different.
Then again, if we're winning, if we're taking a win, we're going for dinner. It doesn't matter,
Facts.
Then we give a shit. We're going to stay up all night. I don't care.
Oh, it's party time, baby. Let's celebrate, right?
I'm not going to be able to. I don't sleep those nights anyway.
I feel you, man. I don't, and it all goes along too. What I tell people, man, when it's you need to live in a moment, right? Live in that moment, take it all in, right? Because it don't happen a lot, right? And when it does, man, it's the best feeling in the world, especially when you win. You see your guy up there it's absolutely time to celebrate. Love it. I love it, man. So 2024, let's talk about this season. Do you personally have any expectations for Avery or Ella going into this season?
Expectations. I mean,
Yeah,
honestly, I know what Avery's expectation is going into every single weekend. He expects to win
me
every
too.
weekend. That's just
Right.
that's the way he rolls, and he knows he can get the job done any given weekend. As far as what I expect of him, I expect him to do his best out there with the equipment that I put underneath him.
Yep.
And if everything comes together, it'll all happen. If it doesn't, it's still junior cup racing. We do a lot of pack racing. I mean, just because you're able to get out front at some point doesn't mean you're going to win the race. Just because you're the fastest qualifier doesn't mean you're going to win the race. It can literally be 5, 6 different kids at any given time that can take those wins.
Yeah, I mean Avery showed that last year when, especially where was it at? Was it at Road Atlanta when he come back from like 7th or 8th or whatever it was down that long straight and won the race? I was like,
Oh, Road America,
yeah,
yeah,
Road
no,
America.
he wasn't even expecting to be able to do it from that far back, but he he's been a student of the draft for a very long time. We first ran in Daytona when he was he must have been probably 14 years old back then. It might have even been 13. I don't remember. But he fell in love with the draft and the whole game of it very early on, and he's figured it out really well.
Yeah, I would absolutely say so, right? And Avery's got, like you said earlier, he's double duty, right? So he's with Top Pro too as well on the Twins Cup Aprilia
Yes,
RS660.
yes.
Yep. And then
Yeah,
you have
it was nice the way that came together. Honestly, Augustine and Alex over at Top Pro, they're salt of the earth guys. Them giving Avery that opportunity on that bike um, really worked out well, and we worked out where we could still keep him in my junior cup program, and it. I think it helps in the long run. The amount of seat time that he gets at the tracks, he's switching from totally different machinery from one to the next, and you know, he's it's a big challenge and it's a busy weekend for him. Physically, he has no problem doing it, and I know he's got his head wrapped around it mentally too. But time will tell on how much we can get done. I think the kid can pull off anything he puts his mind to.
absolutely again agree 110%. And me, the way I see it too, outside, not within the team, right? Because I see little things, just I see it the same, but just in a different way. To me, I feel like Avery's just going to advance his riding a whole lot more because of the fact he's going from a 400 to a twin with no time, no training in between. Get off one bike, 30 minutes later, he's on the Twins Cup bike. So he's that's
Mhm.
just going to help push him further along, and he's going to be a very big force to be reckoned with. I mean, he already is, right? Let's just be honest. Um, I see.
No, he went, right at the beginning of the year at Daytona. He jumped on that Twins bike and he showed he could get the job done there too. And, I think we're going to see a lot more of that this year.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man. I'm excited about 2024 for Bad Boys Racing. Man, I wouldn't it be awesome if it come down to Ella and Avery for the championship? Winner take all, last round of the year. How awesome would that be?
Yeah, yeah. I know it. I know that's going through her mind. Of course we would love it, but the goals that we've got for Ella, aren't necessarily winning races right now. I know that that's what she's thinking, but she's in her first year. There are very few kids coming to this and hit it their first year and figure it out and get it done.
Yep.
And that's not just the kids either. It's not just the riders. It's the teams. There's a lot that goes into all that, and for that all the gel to come together in your first year out there, if you get it done, you did something.
100%, man. 100%. So I see. So the future of Bad Boy Racing. Okay, let's just example. I'll make a scenario. Avery moves on. Right, he's in Superbike now. Ella's done won the championship with Bad Boy Racing's in the Junior Cup. She's done moved on to a Super Sport bike, and you guys are bringing up riders from the SFL Mini GP.
Oh, we still got one more in the lineup. We got Carter too.
Yes.
That's the little brother. So, he's we'll see how that all comes together.
That's awesome, man. But
But yeah, no, I mean, I would love to help any of the SFL kids that are coming up through that program, and a lot of them, they're names that you haven't heard of yet, but those of us that are around it, we know they're coming.
I know several of them that are actually coming too from SFL Mini, and I'm excited, man. It's absolutely I can't talk enough about SFL Mini and all the kids' upbringings and just all the good stories you hear and you physically see it. It's special. But I guess more along, John, what I'm trying to ask is in the future, Bad Boy Racing is still going to be hopefully within the paddock with up and coming kids too as well, right?
I would love to keep doing it. Honestly, I've got a formula that works in the Junior Cup program. I always tell people that I cut my limit at 400 cc's or 450 cc's or whatever the hell I'm feeling like that day. But I don't plan on moving into bigger classes and doing those programs because they take more than what I can do myself, and I can handle a lot of it, with the people around me, with the Junior Cup stuff. We're not getting into the electronics. We're not getting into, the heavy data stuff. I can work with within the bikes that we know and the setups we know, and working with kids on, working with kid racers and working with tried and true racers are totally different things. The information that you get from young racers, you've got to decipher it a little bit. It's not you can't really just take it for face value and then jump and do some changes to the bike. You really got to look at what they're saying and read into it a little bit too.
And you yourself, as long as you've been doing this, especially the past couple seasons in Moto America, has learned a shit ton compared to when you first got into Moto America.
Oh God, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, and there's people that have helped me along that way too. And I'm happy to be that person for other one. These guys are. Oh, geez, quick! They're your guys who didn't tell me no early on. Guys like Mike Davis and Kevin Rodeo. I mean, these guys helped me out on some late nights where, you know, I wasn't anybody special to them, but they were guys that just wanted to help. And they taught me some things, and they taught me some things on the bikes, and they taught me some life lessons, and, things that I carry down the road.
That's what I love about our paddock, right? Our circus is what I call it. Our circus is small and it's so special, right? And exactly what you said. You need some help, they'll stop doing what they're doing, come over and help you. If you, hey, I need a 38 tooth rear sprocket, I don't have one. Somebody in paddock's got one for your bike, and they're going to give it to you. No
Yeah.
problem, no questions asked. Here you go. Good luck. I'll see you out there. One of them type deals. So
Hmm.
yeah, man, dude, it's absolutely amazing, man. I cannot wait. I'm so excited for the season's already started. Next round coming up. It's gonna be proper. I can't wait. Let's go. Yes, yes,
No,
yes.
we've
So
got a stretch coming up too, because we've got
uh,
Barber, and then we got a week off, then we got Road Atlanta, then we got a week off, then we got, or not a Road Atlanta, Road America, week off, then we're going to Brainerd. So
yeah,
coming into that midsummer break, we're just hitting it every other weekend.
yeah. It's a lot of travel too, right? Especially for it to
Oh
only be
yeah,
5 races. It's crazy.
yeah, so yeah, for 6 different weekends, because we then we get about a 2 month break off, and then we hit mid Ohio and Jersey, and we're wrapped.
Yep, wrap for 2024. I know, and it goes by so quick too. It's like the season just started. Me and you sitting down here talking. Next thing you know, we're going to be seeing each other in Jersey. Having
Yeah,
a conversation. Yeah, for sure. It's yeah, man, good stuff, bro. I listen. This has been an
and I'll tell you
absolute
what, Jersey goddamn well better be dry this year. I'm getting
bro.
sick of muddy Jersey. The last
When
couple of years have been rough.
Uh, so last year was the first year I went, and it blew my mind because I showed up and I got a text message from a buddy of mine. He's like, "Dude, it's supposed to rain all weekend, and Jersey sucks ass in the rain." I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Wait till you go back behind the paddock and you see the way that the pits are set up for like the Junior Cup and all that." And it was just like water everywhere. It was absolutely ridiculous. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Jersey's
no,
a nice
it's
place
literally
though.
it's the worst Moto America track for a rain day. That's without a doubt.
Yeah, I agree. It it
But
it
we got
it
to get lucky sometime. We're gonna have it's gonna happen this year.
it absolutely it is, right? And to me, so I've been to Wisconsin. I love that racetrack. And we went to
Love
this
Road
restaurant.
America.
Dude, it's so great. It's an absolute it reminded me actually a lot of Road Atlanta, the way it's kind of laid out for the fans and all the hills and undulations.
Yeah,
It's kind of sort of the same. We went out to eat at this one restaurant near a lake downtown. Oh my god, it was so good. I had the best fish there. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I need to hit Chris Lilligard up. So when you guys go, when you win and you go out to eat, you need to hit this place up.
we've actually got our regular place at Road America that we go.
Oh,
It's about a half an hour, probably 20 minutes from the track, and we hit it every year.
nice. It's always good to have those good spots to go hit up and eat, because I'm not a big fast food guy, so I don't eat fast food or any of that
Yeah.
crap anyway. So I'd rather, yeah, if it come down to it, I told my friends I'd rather eat just straight up grass with some ranch or Italian dressing on it, some croutons. I'd be good with some olives. Yeah, I'm good, right? Um,
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that.
Facts, right? But yeah, man.
Yeah,
So, bro, it was an absolute honor to meet you guys, and the first time in Jersey. Um, when I first approached you, I just got to be honest with you. I was a little bit intimidated with you, John. It's like
oh, I
because you were
get
so,
that. I get that because I've got
yeah,
like that resting bitch face, and
you do.
when I'm when I'm working on something, I'm keyed in on it. I'm keyed in hard, and to get me away from it, it's almost kind of like break it a little bit, and but when I'm in the middle of something until I'm done, I'm very focused.
Absolutely. So I was timid to come up and even talk to you at first. I was like, man, like, yeah, I don't want to like piss this guy off here or anything, but I really want to say hi. Say, hey, I'm Simcoe, blah blah blah. Nice to meet you. And yeah, you were absolutely a pleasure to talk to. It was awesome, man. And absolute honor to have you on this podcast. Can't wait to get you back on here again. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun, John. I know you're at the racetrack. We're almost an hour into this already. It goes by so quick, right? Um,
Yeah,
it really
no,
does.
so I think they're doing fine without me.
Right.
Last
Uh,
session of the day. If they can't handle that, we're doing something wrong.
so who's all with you right now? You got Aaron with you, Ella's with
Aaron,
you.
Avery, and Ella. Yep.
Okay. Good stuff, man. Good stuff, bro. So to me, enough about motorcycle talk right now. I want to ask you some personal questions so everybody can get to know you in your resting bitch face, right? Know you on a personal level. So
Bring it.
let me ask you this, John. First one. What is your worst habit?
My worst. Probably what you're talking about. Not being able to make time for people sometimes, and just getting too focused in on whatever the hell I'm doing at that given minute. But I've always been like that, so I just don't know any different.
Yeah, but now, so listen, everybody. When you see John, he has that face on. Just go give him a hug. I promise you, he'll hug you back.
Dude, I'm a big hugger
110%.
too. So
I
yeah,
know. So
yeah. So no, you can't go wrong on that one.
no, absolutely not. So next time I see you, I'm gonna walk straight up behind you, just give you a big old hug, and get you right here, and be like, "What is up, buddy?" Yeah, good stuff, man. So let me ask you this, John. Tell us something we don't know about you at all.
God, don't know about me. I'll give you something small. It's kind of funny. I uh I grew up small town, and when I say small town, it's different than what most people think is small town. My elementary school class was literally me, Aaron Dreher, and two other kids. There was four of us.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
a small town.
that's small town, like 100 people, small town. So
Yeah.
we grew up literally middle of nowhere, North Dakota. on farms tossing hay bales. Um, that's probably the biggest shocker because most people I know graduate like thousands in their classes and stuff like that. And I went to a bigger school when I hit, like ninth, 10th grade. I think my graduating class was still under 20, but that was a big school.
Yeah, my high school out here, my graduating class, there was less than 100 people. So, but I grew up all over. I just went to high school out here in Virginia, and yeah, our high school class it was a small class too as well, which is kind of crazy when you think about it, right? Because you go to different towns, you see these big ass high schools. You come here, you see this little itty bitty school. You're like, okay, yeah. So, who was your idol growing up as far as racers go, John?
Oh God, back then, Scott Russell was killing it back then. Anthony Gobert, Go Show, dude, he was wild. That they were really my top ones back then.
Yeah, the Go Show. You see, I got Anthony Gobert helmet sitting right here. Yep, I got the Go Show helmet. I got a couple signed posters by him. He's I met him. I met him in Phoenix, and he was. I met a lot of racers, MotoGP, World Superbike, you name it. I met a ton of them, TT riders. But when you meet these certain people, they give off this like certain aura, and you rarely feel it from people. And Anthony Gobert was one of those guys to Go Show that when you walked up to him, it was like this magical aura presence about him. And he always stopped to talk to everybody, whether it was a kid, a grandma, it didn't matter who it was. And that's one thing that I really loved about him was that, yeah, he was one of my favorites too. Absolutely. Growing up. Yeah. And then Haga, right? I always like Nuyuka Haga too, because of his riding style, who's just different. Yeah, good stuff. So, what's your favorite movie, John?
Just one? I'm going
three.
Step Brothers.
Love Step Brothers.
Literally goofy ass comedy. I've probably seen that dumbass show 30 times and I still love it.
That and Talladega Nights, both of those movies for me are just like, yeah, absolutely. I laugh my ass off. I still do watch Step Brother. You're right. It's one of those movies you just keep rewatching. It's like you almost haven't seen it, but for the first time on certain parts of it, you're like, wait a minute. Yeah, it's
how the hell did I miss this? Yeah.
Right. You're like, you see something new all the time. What three people would you personally invite to a track day? It could be anybody in the world, Valentino Rossi, whoever. But what three people outside of your group would you invite to a track day?
Outside of my group, would I invite to a track day? I'm gonna bring Pedro Acosta, just because I've been following that kid for a few years now, and he is ridiculous. And how he steps every year and steps to the level that he does, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
that would probably be my start off with. Oh, I am gonna go. I'm gonna have to bring Marquez, and then I'm gonna have to bring. I'm gonna go outside of it. I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna bring Miguel Duhamel.
Oh man, what a legend, dude! But actually, I got a Miguel Duhamel signed poster. It's underneath Eli's blocks leather suit right here, but I got a signed Miguel Duhamel poster. Huge fan of the sport, man. He's one of those other characters that was just always super nice and approachable and always gave you the time. And who can never forget the Smoking Joe's replica Hondas, right? They were like the most beautiful machines made. We don't have shit like that no more.
No, and he wrote consistent and week after week.
Oh,
And Corley is going to kill me for saying that too, because he literally would scrap with that guy.
that's awesome. Look who we got. We got Darren. What is up, brother? He says Uncle John, the big
D
sexy
Rod.
beast. Yes, sir. Absolutely, man. So I'm a big audiobook listener too, John, right? I don't get a chance to read a lot of books. I am reading one book right now. So big shout out to my buddy Andy Ibbitt's MotoGP. It's his new book, it's writing performance and all that. But as far as like normal books, I listen to a lot of audiobooks. Is that something you do too as well? Did you listen to books or read?
No, reading not a lot lately, but I like a lot of legal thriller stuff, Grissom stuff. Um, that's the main part of my reason reading stuff. Just
Yeah.
legal fiction.
Yeah. I just got, dude, I got a book for you, dude. You need to listen to on audio on a trip. You just throw it in and let it play. Randy Lanier. I really think you would like that book. He was a IndyCar racer that was smuggling drugs out of Colombia, if I'm not mistaken, to help pay for this whole racing. And it just takes you on this whole wild a ride where you're like, dude, just one more chapter. I got to listen to one more chapter. Next thing I know, it's 3:00 in the morning. I'm like, holy shit, I got to go to bed. Right. It's one of those books. It's really
What was
good.
the name again?
It's called Randy Lanier. I'll text it to you. I think it's The Speed of something or whatever, but
I
I
think I've
would,
seen a documentary on this guy.
okay.
It sounds good. Yes, shoot me a link.
I will for sure. And then, Darwin, I was getting ready to say this when you said not many books out in my mind, but he beat me to it. He said motorcycle service manuals.
I
Facts,
I am
dog.
I am a research junkie, so that is totally something I would read cover
I,
to cover.
listen, when I got my RC51, I ordered a shop manual for it, and when it got here, I did the same thing. I read it from cover to cover. So, yeah, I'm a nerd like that too. So I get it. I do. Um, music. What kind of music does John listen to?
Crazy, literally anything that's out there. I mean, if you want to go like my tops, all time, I'm going to tell you like Weezer.
What
I tell
Weezer's
you
awesome.
AC/DC. Um, but I mean, like today, I'm waiting for the stupid um, Morgan Wallace collaboration with what the hell's his name coming out? Um,
Oh, uh, uh, I know exactly who you're talking about. Uh, yeah, you people know who we're talking about. Yes, you guys know who. Oh man, what's his name? Uh,
I don't know how it floats my mind right this second, but
Me neither, John. It's killing me that way. I can't even think of it. My wife was just talking about it too. Literally just talking about it. Because she was like, "How awesome would it be to go see them in concert?" I was like, "Fucking awesome! Are you kidding me right now?"
yeah. So I'll listen to a little bit of country and literally anything that I'm just into at that time. I'll have the most eclectic mixes you could probably see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I got a pretty weird one too myself, but yeah, I'm the same way. Do you listen to any podcasts at all?
The occasional stuff, I'll listen to like the Crothers and Bice, the Moto America stuff. I enjoy the Corey Alexander Rispoli one,
Mhm.
um, Pipe
Pipe
Dreams.
Dreams. Yep.
Yeah, it was Post Malone was who we were talking about.
Post Malone. That's it. Yes.
I knew it would come at some point.
Yes. Because I had all the tattoos and I got them in my mind. I just can't say the name, but yes. So I listen to those too. I listen to Pipe Dreams and Brothers in Christ myself, man. Who's your favorite comedian?
Oh, I'm gonna go with. I'll go with Daniel Tosh on that one.
Nice.
But yeah, Yeah, I got to go there.
Nice. Have you listened to any good stand-up comedies lately?
Chappelle stuff, which I mean,
Yeah.
that guy freaking rolls too. He's literally ridiculous. But yeah, no, I caught one of his here probably about a month ago.
Yeah, that I seen his last one. He just and I think Cat Williams is getting ready to come out with a new one on Netflix, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
Yeah, yeah. I like Cat Williams too. He's pretty funny. Let me ask you. I ask everybody this: Star Wars or Star Trek?
I'll go Star Wars. Not to
What's
say that I'm like I'm much into either one of them. I've seen both of them, but I got to go Star Wars.
and on that note, what Star Wars character would John be?
Everybody wants to be Luke Skywalker. Come on.
Well, not everybody, right? Yeah, not everybody, but yeah, Luke Skywalker. Okay, okay. Me, man. I got asked that question. I'm like, man, I don't know. That's kind of hard one. Like, I see myself not a Jedi, but not a Sith, right? Because I would still want to be
No,
married and have girlfriends, but I'm not killing, good people. So I'd be the in between. So kind of like, I guess Ahsoka is right because Ahsoka is that medium, gray area kind of. I wouldn't be a girl, but that's kind of thing. Darth Maul, but good, I guess, because I love Darth Maul. I love his face and double bladed lightsaber. Yeah, I'm a Star Wars nerd. I can't help it.
love it.
That was my era and genre. I mean, yeah, it is. So let me ask you this: what is your favorite food, John?
Oh, I'm going pizza. Simple as hell. Like straight up pepperoni pizza, New York style.
Love it, man. So are you a cooker? I love to cook, so I do a lot of cooking at the
Yeah,
house. Yeah,
yeah.
good stuff,
Mainly
man.
just like Italian stuff and you know, beef, steaks, things like that. I grew up on a ranch. It was like steak for dinner every night. But yeah, we grew up with meat and potatoes sort of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that's listen. Who don't love pizza? So let me ask you this: with this pizza, pineapple on pizza? Are you a pineapple on pizza guy?
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. No
Me too.
shame on me.
No,
Yeah,
me
no, there's
too,
nothing
man.
wrong with that.
It adds a little like different. It's like a sweetness, and it's yeah, man. It's just good. It's good as shit, man. Celebrity crush. Who was John's celebrity crush?
Jennifer Lawrence got to be number one. Just because her personality, she's just funny as shit, and she's just cool.
Yes, yes, 100%, 100%. What advice would you give your younger self, John?
Oh God, don't take yourself so seriously. It took a lot of years for me to kind of stop taking myself seriously. I spent a lot of my 20s and 30s just um, not really ready to make fun of myself. I'm all cool with it now, though. I mean,
Yeah.
there's not much in life that phases me these days.
Good, man. Good, good. I used to be that way too, man. I'm really hard on myself to this day still, and it's I'm trying to not be as hard on myself, right? And it's difficult. It really is, especially when you get in your own mind, right? It's hard to close that door and walk out of there. And one of the pictures you sent me, which I absolutely loved, you're a dog person, and I'm a dog person, right? And I love your dog. So how many dogs do you have?
Oh, I've got three. I've got two that I share with my ex-wife, which is a strange, crazy deal, but that's what we do. And because I still love my dogs to death, and the ex-wife's still pretty cool. And so I share Ricky and Dexter with her, and then I've got Dozer, who's my like year and a half old pug, and he's just a friggin' wild man.
I love it, man. I love it. And all three of them are pugs.
Yes,
Yes, yes. I got
yeah.
so I don't know if you know this. Like 4 days ago, I just lost my one of my dogs.
Oh,
He,
I'm sorry.
bro,
Yeah,
dude,
that's the word.
it's
That is
been
the worst ever.
bro, it absolutely, dude. Just you know what sucks? He was only 6 years old.
Ooh,
Yeah, He ended up getting just not going on a tangent. Just want to let you know I'm a dog person. But yeah, he ended
No,
up
we
with
go on for this for as long as you want.
yeah, he ended up getting diabetes, and I had no idea he was freaking diabetic, dude. So next thing I know, he starts losing this weight, and I'm like, what the fuck's going on with my dog? We call a friend of ours that grew up on a farm. She still has a farm. She's like, he's probably got tapeworms. Press his gum if they come back to color. Look at his poop if it's natural color, whatever. It's probably tapeworms. So within the next couple of days, he lost like 25 pounds, and I was like, no, there's something
Holy
seriously
shit.
wrong with my dog, bro. Like he wasn't walking, wasn't barking, none of that. So I took him to Angels of Assisi's, rushed in there. It ended up shutting his liver and his kidney failure because of his diabetes, which I was no aware of. So that's what happened, man. He was a pit bull Tennessee Walker Hound mix, a absolutely amazing dog. And this is my other baby right here. Her name is Charlie, and she is a purebred pit bull, and she's like 13 years old, and she is just yeah.
She out
Here,
cold right now?
she might Charlie. Yeah, I think so.
It's nappy time.
Yeah, she's like, okay, whatever. But yeah, I'm a huge dog person, man. It's I can't imagine life without dogs. They just make you a better person, in my personal opinion.
No, absolutely. Because literally, the dogs are better than a lot of people. They
I
just
tell them they are.
they got hearts of gold.
Yeah, and they're always happy to see you, unlike your wife sometimes, right? It's just like I told my buddy, I said, look, man, check it out. Lock your dog in your trunk for 2 hours and lock your wife in the trunk for 2 hours. See who's happy to see when you open the trunk.
Yeah, one of those flies, one of them doesn't.
Facts, right? You're gonna be in big trouble on that one. Are you currently watching any type of Netflix series right now? And if so, do you recommend any to anybody?
On the way up here last night, we drove all night. I started something new. I started on Prime Video. I started Clarkson's Farm with Jeremy Clarkson. Jeremy Clarkson, the old car guy.
Yep.
From England, and he's like bought a farm, and it's literally freaking hilarious. So I'm like half a season into this thing, but
Nice.
that's what I'm watching right this minute, I guess.
I'm gonna have to check that out. I'm writing that down. Clarkson's Farm. Boom, got it. That's awesome. Me and my wife were watching on Netflix Ozark. That's it. I was trying to think of the name of
Yeah,
the damn
Ozark's good. I've been there. Yeah, absolutely.
thing. We're on episode 4 on the first season. Like we literally just started.
Oh, you just started. Just started.
Yes, just started.
That's an easy one to get into, though.
Oh, from the very first episode, I was like, "Holy shit! Are you kidding me right now?" Yeah, it
Yeah.
was,
It's like, honey, get home, pack your shit. We're going to this lake in the middle of nowhere.
right, and it's Ozark, baby. Let's go, And then yeah, it was because I kept talking about Breaking Bad. I was like, oh my god, Breaking Bad, such a good series. My buddy's like, you need to watch Ozark. I really think you would like it. And the first, like you said, 30 minutes into it, I'm like, yeah, this show right here is freaking awesome. At least I hope it's going to end up being as good throughout the whole thing. Are you into any other type of sports, John? Like, do you watch football, basketball, or anything like that?
No, not really. Not anymore. I used to when I was younger, but literally it's motorcycle racing now. I don't really watch any NFL. I'll watch a little bit of basketball and come the playoffs just because my old man loves it and I like to talk to him about it. But that would be about the extent of it.
Yeah, the only sport I really watch outside of motorcycle racing is motorcycle racing. No, soccer. I do watch soccer. I'm a big soccer fan. So, yeah, I got Apple TV, so I do the whole MSL season and yeah, watch that shit. But it's not very often I actually get a chance to do it. Most of the time, it's like highlights on my phone I'll catch. Right? Oh, okay. Let me see who won this game real quick. Because everything else takes up most of my time, right? It's whether it's the podcast's full-time job, my other full-time job, being a husband and a father and all that stuff. So it's I don't have a whole lot of time to do much. But I'm not complaining. at all. Let me ask you this, John. Who is your favorite road racer in the world of all time? Who is your top number one road racer?
I'm going Anthony Goldberg.
Love it, man. I love it. Mine would be Valentino Rossi. Um, I named my
Solid
son.
choice.
Yeah, I named my son Hayden Rossi after Nicky Hayden and Valentino. So, yeah, it's good stuff, man. Where do you see yourself in Bad Boys Racing in 5 years' time?
God, who knows? We were literally nowhere 5 years ago. So I'd love to keep doing what we do. Um, I love the paddock. I love what Moto America does. I love what they've grown out of the series in America. I know there's plenty of people who like to find faults out there, whether it be in the app or the way they do business. But I mean, they're doing the best that they can, and they're really doing great things for road racing in America. So I'd love to still be part of it, and we'll see what that is.
Dude, absolutely, you will be here. And trust me, the Bad Boys is here to stay. And look, Avery says, John, the wheels need cleaned. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's my line.
Oh, that's awesome. He said the wheels need to be clean. I love it,
Yeah,
man.
no, those kids. When you got the kids like that, you're not raising just little racers. They've got their parts that they've got to do on the bikes and that they've got to take care of. And I've got a lot of expectations for them when they're in the pit. So he's more than likely cleaning wheels right now, and he's just being funny.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Avery's he's a class act for sure. Yeah, so after you clean the wheels, Avery, we need you to adjust and lube the chain too as well. So yeah, we appreciate that for sure. That's awesome, man. So do you have a full-time job outside of Bad
Yeah,
Boys Racing? And
yeah.
where is that? And what do you do?
I do concrete pavers. Aaron and I both do. We're for a company
Nice.
called Surfside Pavers, and we install a lot of driveway pool paver brick um, throughout Central Florida.
Nice. I like it. So
So
there you
it's
guys go.
plenty that keeps us busy, and it gives us enough flexibility to do to do what we do on the race side too.
That's right. That's right. So if anybody in Florida needs any paver work done, look no further than Aaron and John. They'll take care of you for sure. 100%. That's awesome, man. So are you do you have any superstitions? Are you a superstition person?
No, I wouldn't call myself super. Well, I'll buy it. I'll buy into this one because this one's Avery's. Is we don't eat fish on race weekends.
Okay. Okay. And
So that one's 100% legit. We don't do that. Sunday night's fine, but Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, no fish. But
no
no,
fish.
no, other than that, no real superstitions. I've got some OCD shit I do all the time, but it's not like superstitious.
Listen, I'm ADHD and I got some OCD. So yeah, I 110% agree with you, and I hear you on that level. There's certain shit that I'm like, it can't be out of place. It's got to be right here. It's got to be in this order. If it's fucked up, I'm pissed. Like, God damn it, where's my shit? Right? Why is my shit out? All yeah, I get it, dude.
Yeah,
Trust me. It's yeah, it's something I've been really working on myself too. It's yeah, it's hard. Let me ask you this, John. Who's the who is the most famous person you have in your phone?
I have no idea. I'd have to look through it. I don't know anybody famous.
Oh, come on, man. You know some people, dude. Avery, right? You got Avery in there. He's a champ. He's famous. Come on, man.
Oh yeah, no, sure.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's kind of what I was kind of hitting at. You'd be like, oh yeah, Avery for sure, right? He's a champ. He's absolutely
Yeah,
famous.
I could literally scroll through it. I probably would surprise myself, but yeah, I'm not doing it.
That's awesome, man. Do you watch the Isle of Man TT?
Yes, I missed it the last year or so, but followed it for a lot of years, just
Yeah,
because I mean it's literally the craziest road racing in the world.
it's my favorite race of the year. It's coming up 2 weeks, man. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen on two wheels. It's on my bucket list. I will make it to the TT. So I have
That's
a
on
question.
mine too.
Well, good. Maybe we can Bad Boys Racing and Pin the Gas podcast can make a trip out there together and yeah, have some fun for sure. So I'm gonna ask you this question since you're a TT fan. I ask people that are TT fans this question. There's a lot of names on the list, but I'm gonna give you two to choose from. And the question is, in your personal opinion, who had the greatest TT comeback ever? Right? Robert Dunlop or Connor Cummings?
I'm gonna go Dunlop on that, but the most entertaining TT guy ever, Guy Martin,
Oh, dude,
bar
hands down.
none. It just the guy is ridiculously entertaining, and how he approaches life and racing is just wild, and I enjoy it.
Speaking of Guy Martin, he's got a bunch of audio books. I think like 4 or 5 of them, and I've listened to every single one of them. They're
Yeah, I would get into that real
oh
quickly.
yeah. Well, I'll send you all the links, dude. He is one person that I always wanted to meet is Guy Martin. And when I was in the UK for the Cadwell Park, from where I was at, he has a restaurant or a bar like 45 minutes, I think, from where I was, but he wasn't there. Because man, I wanted to see him so bad. I just wanted to meet him, just get a picture, just tell him, hey, I'm from America. I've been such a huge fan. You know, what an honor to be here. Let me get a pint. Right?
You're damn right.
Yeah, let me get a pint, some fish and chips, baby. Let's go.
Yeah,
Uh, Bob Dunn says, I rub Dozer's butt for good luck.
Dozer appreciates that, Bob. He absolutely does.
And then we got Rick Glover in the house. He says, hey, big sexy.
Oh, Rick, love Rick. Big hugs,
Yeah,
Rick.
absolutely. I had the honor to actually meet him and Cooper in Texas this year. It was absolutely amazing. It was funny because when I seen Cooper, we was actually in the pit area, and I said hi to Coop, gave him a high five, gave Rick a big old hug. And when I look down at Coop, like his eyes are this big. You seen the excitement, like I'm in the MotoGP paddock. I need to meet Mark Marquez. I need to meet this person. I need to meet that person. So I just gave him a big hug. So it was an honor to see you. We'll catch up here in a little while. And boom, he was gone, right? Like instantly. But I love to see that, you know, the enthusiasm and the love for the sport. It was, yeah, awesome
Oh
stuff,
yeah,
man.
yeah. Rick surprised him with that too. That was like a birthday deal or something, but it was like a total surprise for him.
It
Total
was
freaking
Rick.
dad of the year shit.
Right, absolutely, Daddy. Because Rick actually sent me a message like, "Don't say nothing, but we'll be in Texas this year for the GP race." I was like, "Yes, let's go! It's awesome, man." So listen, we're over. We're actually coming up on an hour and 20 of this. You're at the track. I got 2 more questions. My second to last question is: if John could choose one superpower, what would it be?
Oh, I'm reading minds.
I love it, dude. He says, "I'm reading minds." I like it. So, last question. What animal is your spirit animal?
Mm, I'm gonna go with owl because it's really just that's like my sort of mentality. It's the just the watch and the listen and the thinking part of it. It's just who I am.
I love it, man. I love it. Well, John, listen, this has been an absolute honor to have you on this podcast. This episode will be out tomorrow on Spotify. As soon as it comes out, I'll text you the link directly to you. Um, before we get off here, John, is there how can people find you and Bad Boys Racing and follow you guys and all that?
I mean, if you want to find me, you can find me on Facebook. It's pretty easy, John Ludwig. I don't really spend much time on too much else. I'm Facebook old guy shit. But follow the kids. There's so many cooler people than me out there. They do exciting stuff.
Facts,
But
right?
anybody who does follow what we do and follows your kids, we appreciate it. We work hard for it, and that's all I can say.
Yeah, listen, you guys go follow Bad Boys Racing, Ella Dreyer, Avery the Lap Slayer Dreyer. Ella, his first year, 2024 in Junior Cup. I'm telling everybody right now, all my male friends in Junior Cup right now, you better watch out because Ella is coming. Avery the Lap Slayer, already a championship, trying to back up his championship. So hopefully at the end of the year, he'll be a two-time Junior Cup champion and a Twins Cup champion because he is with Top Pro. 2024, super exciting coming up. I cannot wait. So you guys get out there, make the races. If you can't make to a race, just shoot him a message, right? Just say, hey, good luck this weekend, whatever it is. Follow Ella Dreyer on all platforms, social media, same thing with Avery. Show nothing but love and support because these guys are absolutely mega, and John's a legend, right? So when you're in the paddock, go give John a big hug. No matter what his facial expression is, I promise you will love it and enjoy it, right? But man, I just lost
Yeah,
my
come
words.
out and see me. Ask me like some dumbass question. Make me laugh. I need it a lot of times.
Facts, 110%. And before I get off here, I got a couple shout outs I have to give for the podcast. First shout out is my man Jake Marsh. He races in the British Superbike Championship in the GP2 class. He's racing this weekend. Go show all your love and support to him overseas. He is a up and coming proper legend, just like all the other kids coming out of the SFL Mini, but he's just across the pond. He has a club called Club 45. So go sign up and show him some love. Big shout out to Michael Carrera and SFL Mini GP. Anybody in the United States or heck, even the world wants to come down, trust me, they are the most amazing people you ever meet. And you don't need anything. Just register and show up. They provide the bikes, the boots, the gloves, the leathers, clutch levers. If you're bad at breaking them too, they have plenty of those spares laying around. So listen, SFL Mini GP out there in South Florida. Also, big shout out to Jillian Carrera, British Talent Cup. First time winning. Man, I was so happy. So big shout out to him. Bro, was
I was
that not
talking.
so
I was
exciting?
actually really able to watch those races here earlier this week, and Julian controlled those races, and super proud of him. Super proud of that boy.
Me too, man. It's yeah, I'm a fan club, so I joined Club 40. So I don't think he has any more slots left. But just because you can't be part of Club 40, you can still be part of Club 40 by following him on social media and sending him messages and help supporting him in any way you can, right? Which is the main thing. So yeah, big shout out to my man Martin at the Clothing Kings. Anybody that interested in getting any Pendergast merch can go to theclothingkings.co.uk. So big shout out to them. And big shout out to my man Darren at MV2, right? It was an absolute honor to see you again. And Bison. Big shout out to my man Robert and Tasha Lackey at Bison. Absolutely amazing people. So listen, this episode will be out tomorrow on Spotify. You guys stay tuned because I have a podcast tomorrow, and we'll have a part 2 with John coming up towards the end of the year. And maybe if we can work it out, we can get Ella and Avery on with them too as well. We'll get the whole Bad Boy Racing team together and sit them down and have an awesome chat
Yeah,
about
we'll do a year
2024.
recap or something. Just holler.
For sure. We will set it up because I will see you in Jersey 110%. So we will, all three of us will get together and schedule it then. But yes, listen, this has been an absolute honor. John, you stay with me just for one more second. You guys, nothing but much love to everybody out there. Thank you guys so much for liking and subscribing to the podcast. It really means the world to me. I really appreciate it. But until next time, I'll see you guys. All right, John, what'd you think of that?